Brighten up those dark mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lecter. Mornings at the Cabin.
Mornings at the Cabin indeed. Wheeler and Lecter with you on your Wednesday morning. It's still cold. Yes, that's right. Winter still here. Wrap up warm, cover your face, because you don't want to be out there standing naked in the wind chill. The only place where the wind chill means anything. That's right. Did you see the moon last night?
No.
The moon was moon.
Was it?
It was a big old moon.
Did it hit your eye?
Well, no, not so much. Like a big something or other.
It just met your eye.
It met my eye.
Undisclosed location.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Gotcha,
When the moon met your eye, like that guy who delivered the pizza.
Yeah,
That's
Jesse,
terrible.
I have to air a brief complaint this morning.
Oh, my God.
When it's minus 35, minus 44 with the elusive wind chill that may or may not exist,
It seems like a conspiracy to me.
it's a good time to pick someone up and give them a ride about it.
That was you,
block
wasn't it?
and a half.
I didn't see you until I was at the stop sign. I kind of looked back. I was like, I was like, and
I can't turn back.
as I drove off, I was like, I think that was Scott.
That was me.
Sorry, buddy. I thought, we were both kind of running a little late this morning.
No.
I figured
We don't do
if
that.
I'd stopped and you got in,
That would have been it.
that would have been it.
Show's over.
We would have missed the entire beginning of the show. We'd be getting in now. I apologize. That's terrible.
I say-
And around Christmas. Just leave them out there.
Of all things. Of all times.
You seem to have come through unscathed.
That's what you think.
Yeah, that's right.
Faces.
Let's get into it.
Oh.
Greta Thunberg, Time Magazine's Person of the Year. Alberta's going to love it.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast.
Wednesday morning, 12 minutes past 7, minus 36. Don't pick up Lecter. So this morning we found out who the Times Person of the Year is. Now, normally this passes without much conversation whatsoever. Okay? So, I think Donald Trump was Times Person of the Year a couple years ago or something like that. Now, the Person of the Year is not necessarily someone who does something good. It's just the person that kind of was one of the main subjects of the news that year. The most talked about person of the year. Let's not forget Time made Hitler Person of the Year back in the day.
1938.
And that was because Time was like, we should probably watch out for this guy. So this year it is Greta Thunberg, of course, because she has been one of the top topics of conversation throughout the year in her crusade to get the message of climate change out there and get people involved. The title of the piece is called The Power of Youth, and she's kind of been the face of that. Now, there are many, many other youth advocates, including plenty of Indigenous youth advocates for climate change, talking for clean water, climate change, land rights, all these things. She's kind of been the forefront, a 16-year-old from Sweden, and she is Times Person of the Year. Now, the reason I'm talking about this, again, this does warrant some conversation.
Yeah, we'd talk about it, whoever it was. Really.
Absolutely. We might. If it'd been like Richard Mueller, who cares? It wouldn't have been. But the reason I'm talking about this because the first post I saw as I opened up my Facebook this morning was from CJ92. Big radio station in Calgary, right? One of the biggest. One of the biggest in the country.
Right.
One of the biggest with some of the top listenership in the country. And they have a good time. They do. They're a rock station. They have a good time. And, they know where they live. And sometimes they lean into it, and sometimes they kind of, ironically kind of just push it out there, which I appreciate. So this post, posted 21 minutes ago, which has already garnered 64 comments, of course, because they're liked by 65,000 people. Greta Thunberg. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, right? We've got
Well,
more than a tenth of that.
Yeah.
Greta Thunberg, their post, Greta Thunberg has been named Time Magazine's Person of the Year. Here's where they lean into it. We're very excited, sarcastic, to read all the congratulations to Greta in the comments. Now, of course, we know that Alberta is very heavy into oil and gas. I love Alberta oil. Oil and gas is the thing, right? It's a province that's run on it. It's the industry that's kind of it's the industry that defines Alberta.
Yeah.
And has pulled it out of recessions, but also plummeted them into recessions as well, because that's what boom and bust commodities do.
Right.
And but you've got generations of people who worked in oil and gas, so you've got a lot of people there who are staunchly opposed to any kind of climate action, any kind of change to that because they fear it'll affect their jobs. And it does. Mm-hmm. But what affects their jobs as well is just the boom and bust nature of oil and gas. If it goes into a valley, people lose jobs. It goes back up, people get jobs. Like, that's just the way it goes. It has something to do with climate change, especially or carbon tax, because we're trying to start stepping away from these things, right? We're starting to move away.
It's almost like making an allegiance with a fossil fuel.
Yeah,
is a bit.
It is what it is. It is what it is. And I mean, like, you can't fault people for being angry for losing their jobs.
No,
you can't.
for sure.
For financial upheaval and not knowing what's on the horizon, that gets people scared. Yeah. And that's just the way it is. And then people are going to react adversely to that, and they're going to try to find something to blame. Unfortunately, in Alberta, it does turn into a blame game of blaming the poor, blaming left-wing conspiracy theories, blaming immigrants. It turns into these things because that's what people do when they're afraid. They try to find something to blame, and it's usually immigrants and poor people. Like, that's usually how it comes out, and that's an unfortunate side effect of people who, some people, not all, obviously, this is not everyone, but some people who like make $180,000 a year doing a job, and then they don't have it anymore. Who's to blame for me not having my job?
Probably a 16-year-old girl from Sweden.
Probably a 16-year-old girl from Sweden who's eloquent and is speaking, and like, they call her a puppet and whatnot, because obviously it's a conspiracy theory that anybody who would want to take away oil and gas is, they're an evil person. They're an evil person.
That's right.
Right? Because, and the big argument is, well, oil and gas is in everything. It's like, yes, it is. That's the issue.
Yeah.
No one's saying that we don't need it.
That's why
we're saying that we need to move away from it.
Yeah. So that's why we find ourselves in the mess we're in.
Exactly. So they're very excited. So the first comments right out the gate are, she's a hypocrite, because she's cruising around in her diesel train, eating her plastic disposable containers.
Greta.
In her plastic bread thing or whatever. So
she has a plastic bread thing too?
Right. And then other people, it goes so far as to some other people, like, I wish she would get swept away into the ocean.
Yeah, it's not very nice.
You know what I mean? Like, literally saying that, like, I wish this 16-year-old child was dead.
Yeah.
Not outright death threats, but like, it just gets really really ishy is what it does.
Well, one of these people might have a genie too.
They may.
You never know.
No, you might.
You might have found the lamp.
And the thing that I keep coming back to is that, like, participating in the world doesn't discredit the work you're trying to do to improve it.
No.
You have no other choice but to participate in this world. What are we supposed to do? Live out in a tent, naked, in a tent we only made with animal hides, and like, that's, you can't really fight for anything.
No.
Living out in the middle of nowhere, attached to nothing. So you have to participating in the world that you were born into, that basically we're trapped in, but not trapped. But
dependent on.
Yeah, thank you. Dependent on doesn't discredit the work you're trying to do.
No, for
now
sure.
I put that up there, and of course I'm getting laughed at, and I'm getting told that I'm an idiot. So that's.
But you're used to that.
That's the start of my morning. Yeah.
You know what? That is probably what makes you and Greta most similar. You're used to being laughed at and called idiots.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, well done, you, Jesse Wheeler. And that is a hearkening back to the 2006 Time magazine cover, which, of course, was you.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It was a mirror that year.
It was a computer monitor, a blank computer monitor.
Oh, that's right, because we were looking at it so much back in 06.
Yes.
Not like today when we're out there reading books.
That's right.
That's right. So, Times Person of the Year, Greta Thunberg, sure to create some controversy and some conversation.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast, where we cut out all the great music and you're left with the rest.
It is bloody cold out there. Go to cabinradio.ca. The extreme cold weather warning has spread. That's right. Like syphilis in the NWT. It's all over the place. It's hitting 5 areas in Northwest Territories. They're now under extreme cold weather warnings. Fort Smith and the Salt River First Nation joined Yellowknife and other regions on Tuesday.
Is our playout software, is it actually saying the temperature today?
It is not.
No, just
it's
on
broken.
Vacation. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, you know what? Too cold.
I love that.
I know. I wish it would just be, I wish it would just have a message saying, no.
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 You don't live in an actual place. It's too cold.
So, Yellowknife, Fort Smith, Fort Resolution, Betchico, Lutuke are all under extreme cold weather warning. Booyah. Like, winter has fallen. It has gripped us in its icy clutches. You know?
Remember like a week and a half ago when
It was
you were
-6?
Yeah, and you were like kind of taunting it. You're like, I guess this is weather.
Right? Weather
Okay,
outside
winter.
is weather.
Where are you, bud?
Yeah, and now it's like, well, I'm here.
I'm here.
Just then,
What
to
now?
quote Forrest Gump, just then, winter showed up.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
That's we finally got that Forrest Gump reference out of the way for the morning.
God.
Yeah.
It has been a year and a half.
Yes, that's right.
Finally.
And with this cold comes a few cartoons. One featuring Greta Thunberg herself, where she's holding a sign looking very angry because, you know, the cartoonist wants to make her look like a joke, saying, "Stop global warming." And then there's an old woman winter caricature saying, like, holding a sign that says record low temps. This is still being shared by people who have jobs, can read, and are adults. So it's a little off-putting. Like, that's why it's not called global warming anymore. Then you bring up that point, and they're like, yeah, it's a rebranding. They called it something different. So
That's right.
Move the goalposts. It's like, no, God, no. Like, even my staunchest, they're not climate change deniers in my life, but my staunchest people, my staunchest questioners in my life. And I mean, take that as you will.
Yeah.
They're not climate change deniers, but they're not like fully on board that we need to.
They're not alarmists.
They're not alarmists.
Yeah,
exactly.
fully on the other side.
So, but my staunchest questioners are even saying, "Oh no, there's something happening, and it's not good,
and we are having an effect.
and we are having an effect on it." But mostly their argument is like, "I just don't know what taxing it is going to do."
Yeah,
you know,
and
and
you
that's
know what?
a fair question.
And fair enough.
Fair question. I mean, the whole point behind the tax is that we use things less, but we can't possibly use things less when we're trapped into using them. It's very tough.
It is.
Very tough.
It's kind of confusing.
Yeah, it is a little confusing.
Gotta
We
say.
live in confusing times.
We do.
You know what? If you have any questions, you can ask me.
Why is it so cold outside?
Global warming. Why?
It's a simple question, Jesse. If
Would
the
you eat
planet
the
is
moon
warming-
if it was made of ribs? I know I would.
seconds.
Heck, I'd have seconds. Polish it off with a cool Budweiser. It's a pretty good Harry Carey.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good Will Ferrell doing Harry Carey. So, yeah. So, it is very cold out there. This isn't news, but for whatever reason, every winter we do talk about how cold it is. And then people complain about people who talk about how cold it is. But, I mean, it is. It's a part of living up here that it is going to be cold. And I know complaining about it doesn't do anything, but it does make you feel a little better that we're all in this together.
Yeah.
That we all get to walk in through the door and be like, "Gah! It is awful out there."
I mean, one of the coldest nations on Earth is also one of the happiest nations on Earth. So there's something to that.
Russia?
Finland.
Oh,
Russia.
yeah, that's right.
Russia's not happy.
Canada and Finland tops in the quality of life index once again.
Yeah.
You know?
See, they got a new prime minister over in Finland?
Yeah, she's 34.
Yeah.
And their two women are basically the top positions in Finland, both under 35.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
the youth movement is on.
I'm just going to say,
okay.
move over, Justin,
Yeah.
in the good-looking world leaders race.
This is how they should be ranked. This is how they should be ranked.
Justin is yesterday's news as of yesterday.
That's right. So it goes Prime Minister of Finland, whose name is escaping me right now. Oh,
I think
God.
it was Sanna Marin?
Sanna Marin.
Sanna
so
Marin.
top Sanna Marin. Number 2, Justin Trudeau.
Yeah, I think he's still number 2.
Number 3, Boris Johnson.
Oh!
He's got something about him.
Boris!
That's right.
You like that bleach blonde hair?
I
huh?
love the devil may care hairdo.
It's kind of a surfer feel. to
Yeah, a
him.
little bit, right? Yeah.
Like
Not a
he's
surfer
aloof.
body, but a surfer feel.
Really just the hair.
Yeah, they're really just there. And the attitude. The I don't give a crap attitude. You know what I mean? No one's going to tell me what to do. You're not going to tell me facts and whatnot. I'm going to keep going.
I just got to catch a wave and figure this all out.
Just got to get out there on the board, man. Up there, off the cliffs of Dover.
So well done to our new top 3.
That's right.
Well done.
All your best news at cabinradio.ca, including that story about the cold weather warning. And I mean, these warnings should not be taken lightly. Don't get out there if you're naked.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast was recorded before a sort of live, thankfully not in the studio, audience.
Yesterday, a Christmas tree was stolen out of the Center Square Mall. Now, if you don't spend a lot of time in the Center Square Mall, you'd be like, where's Center Square Mall? Well, it's right in the center square of the city. And you also might think, why are there Christmas decorations up there? Well, there are still some stores in there, and there are people that do go through there. I mean, there's a Tim Hortons in there. There's an A&W. There's a few other stores. There's still 13 merchants in there, right? So it was on display. Someone grabbed it up, ran out the door with it. So there it is. It came across my Facebook. I shared it with Ollie, and Ollie did just a wonderful little story on it. Go to cabinradio.ca. You can find it on Cabin Radio NWT Facebook page as well. And he just wrote it in meter and rhyme.
Yeah,
and
which I
wonderful.
thought, everyone seemed to enjoy. I thought was interesting that he went with, as I now know, is a poem called "A Visit from St. Nicholas." I always thought it was the night before Christmas.
It is the night before Christmas.
No, it's a visit from St. Nicholas.
No, it's not.
That's the name of the poem. I'm looking at it right now.
It's called the night before Christmas.
No, that's the opening line. It's called "A Visit from St. Nicholas."
You know what? Agree to disagree.
All right. But I found his, that going with that one, I found it interesting. I was like, okay, that's good.
Should we read it, though, before we do this?
Sure, you go ahead.
I'm going to read this.
Okay.
And it's lovely.
It is lovely.
Because stealing a Christmas tree, it's pretty much a victimless crime.
Although ludicrous.
Although ludicrousness, it is fairly victimless. Okay, so it reads, "'Twas 15 nights before Christmas at Center Square Mall, and nothing was stirring. Nothing at all. The Christmas tree stood in the main thoroughfare in hopes that one day someone might shop there. Security nestled snug in their beds while visions of proper malls danced in their heads. Cabin Radio, 1 block away in the warm, was sheltering snug from the YK's wintry storm. When over on Facebook arose such a clatter, we sprang to our keyboards to ponder the matter. A person reported the mall tree was gone. In the photo, no tree. Clearly something was wrong. Away to the mall cops flew like a flash, who confirmed the tree had been filched with panache."
What a line.
Good Lord. "To Center Square Mall's far-off owners we went, who for a change chose to provide no comment. Where's the tree now? We can't say we know. One comment simply read, 'Now that is ghetto.'"
I would like to point out
Lovely.
that the panache line was all Ollie Williams. He didn't even take that from the original poem. He changed that from flash. Oh, wait. No, it was it was sash.
Yeah, sash with a flash.
Panache.
Yeah, filched panache.
You can't compete with that type of writing.
No, you can't.
But I'm going to try.
Go for it.
So, again, I thought it was interesting that he went with that particular selection,
Yes.
the title of which is in question
"'Twas the
as
Night
of this
Before
morning.
Christmas."
I thought immediately of the Grinch.
Of course.
Stole the tree.
Well, because that's what people were commenting. Like, what kind of a Grinch steals blah, blah, blah?
Well, exactly. And so, as I just mentioned, you can't compete with the writing of Ollie Williams. So I am going to jazz up my version of the events yesterday afternoon at Center Square Mall with a little music bed.
Oh, what do you know? It's called Visit from St. Nicholas. Go ahead.
A little cheating.
Go ahead.
Turn it up.
Please.
Please.
It's on.
It's
On.
There we go. There we go. Okay. So, I don't have a title for this.
Okay.
The Grinch went shopping at Center Square this Christmas season. Now, please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason. It could be, perhaps, that his budget was tight. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. But I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his tree was 2 sizes too small. I need a big tree, snarled with a sneer. In 2 weeks, it's Christmas. It's practically here. Then he got an idea, an awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful, stupid idea. So he slid down the sidewalk, taking care not to fall, and he crept through the doors of Center Square Mall. Then he slithered and slunk and staked out the place and ordered a double-double for energy, just in case. Then he stuffed a candy cane donut into his gob with glee. Now, grinned the Grinch, I will snatch up the tree. As the Grinch took the tree and he started to run, he heard a small sound, and he quickly spun. He turned around fast and he saw a mall cop, little Bobby Lou, who was no more than 32. He stared at the Grinch and said, "Why? Why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why?" But you know that old Grinch was so smart and so slick, he thought up a lie, and he thought it up quick. "Why, my sweet little boy," he lied, there's a light on this tree that won't light on one side. So I'm taking it home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there, and I'll bring it back here." And his fib fooled the guard. Then he patted him on the head, and he got him a latte, and sent him away. And when Bobby Lou was in the bed with his cup, he crept out the door, and the tree was no more. And that's it.
All right. Oh, my goodness. That was fantastic.
Well, we don't have a conclusion because we don't know where the tree is.
We don't know where the tree is, so maybe it just ends up back at Center Square Mall and we can finish the story.
Or the Grinch just has a nice tree that is 2 sizes bigger than his original.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
We got a nice email here, and I'm gonna read it out on the air. Because,
Wait, are you saying you'd want to do a nice break about nice things?
I mean, from time to time.
All right.
Is that okay? Can we do a nice thing?
I'll take the last bite of my cinnamon bun. Go ahead.
Okay. So we got an email from Sam in Streetsville, Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
And Sam, I hope this is okay that we're reading it on the air. He mentioned that he tuned in for the first time this morning. And
Wonderful.
Just wanted to give us a little shout out.
Hey, Sam.
So Sam is from, as I mentioned, Streetsville, Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
Greetings from Streetsville, Ontario, just outside of Toronto. Actually, Streetsville is a small village that is part of the city of Mississauga, just west of Toronto, which is good for context because I had no idea where Streetsville, Ontario was. My name is Sam, and I am totally blind. Ever since I read Farley Mowatt's book, The Polar Passion, back in 1977, I've had a genuine and intense interest in the North, especially radio in the North, because radio is such an essential service in remote locations. I've seen on the CBC website that there were plans to launch a new radio station in Yellowknife called Cabin Radio, but I'm just so pleased and thrilled to see that you are not only on the air, but on the net worldwide as well. We'll come back to that. Mm-hmm. One thing I am not sure about, though, and that is what the frequency or frequencies do you broadcast on? Again, we'll come back to that. Mm-hmm. And what your power is in Yellowknife. Come back to that. Just
ultimate power, Sam. Ultimate power.
Of persuasion. Just wanted to let you know that I am here, and this is my first day that I have tuned into your morning show, and I am so glad that I did. Just wanted to let you know you have one fan here in Southern Ontario. We did it!
Sam! Wonderful. Thank you very much, man. That means a lot. That is wonderful.
Yeah, with warmest regards from Sam. So thank you so much for tuning in, Sam. And I thought this would be a good opportunity to clear up a few things as well.
Yes.
Regrettably, we are not on the air yet.
Not yet.
On the actual
2020,
airwaves.
baby. 2020, it's coming.
Yeah, Sam, it is in the plans. We are working towards our FM license. It is before the CRTC now.
That's right. Everything we need to have in is it.
They are taking probably a several-month nap. Just to recharge.
I mean, it's Christmas.
They look at
they need to be off for a while.
That's right. And hopefully, very soon in the new year, we will hear from them, and we will continue to move forward with our FM application. But thank you for checking in, and thank you for tuning in and being a friend of the cabin. Sam,
Absolutely.
we are happy to have you.
Thank you very much, Sam. Oh, that was nice.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm happy that Sam wrote in. That was a nice letter.
You had something grumpy you wanted to talk about.
I did not have
something.
I had something nice, too.
Oh, you had something nice?
Is the bonus thing.
What do you got?
So a company of St. John Properties in Baltimore, Maryland. Now they're a real estate company. They have 198 employees.
Okay.
So the CEO gave a $10 million bonus to his entire company.
Wow.
So 198 people, $50,505 a year.
Wow.
Or for the bonus, not a year.
Yeah,
that's
the
bonus.
That's the bonus.
So I thought that was a pretty
one shot.
One shot. I mean, like it's nice. I mean, it's a company that obviously makes a lot of money, and those people probably make a lot of money too, getting a lot of money. But it's nice. Nice to get a little bonus around Christmas time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you getting a bonus at all?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Good.
No. My bonus is getting paid at all.
I was going to say I didn't vote for that. So
you didn't vote for me getting paid?
I didn't vote for you.
All right. Fair enough. Man, I wonder what Amazon's Christmas bonus is this year that they're sending to their employees.
You get to keep your job and be happy about it, okay? No, you can't go to the bathroom. Get those presents out. I can't imagine how horrific it must be at an Amazon warehouse at this time of year.
Oh, my God.
But let's not end on that.
Yeah. Sorry for taking it there.
Those people should just be happy they have jobs. For goodness sake. And they should do it with a smile on their face while they're bagging my groceries. Anyway, that's going to do it for Mornings at the Cabin. We'll end on that positive note.
Fair enough.
If you know anything, remember, that Christmas tree is out there from the Center Square Mall. If you know anything, again, keep it to yourself. Snitches get Grinches. Hey, I got it in. I thought of that after the last break, and I was like, I should slip that in there.
Yeah, I'm happy for you.
And now I'm talking it away.
And meanwhile, Sam's over in Streetsville, Ontario, being
Right.
like, maybe it's time I tune out.
Yeah, maybe I should tune into something else. Sam, we will be sure to reach out to you as soon as we know our frequency. Well, we have an idea of what our frequency is going to be, but once we have it approved and once we are on that frequency, we'll absolutely reach out. And you know what? For reaching out, maybe we'll send you a little swag.
Yeah.
I think so. Send them a shirt or a toque or something.
I like that.
I like it. Sam, thank you so much for writing in, and it's lovely to hear from fans from far and away. Love it. Mornings at the Cabin, done for another day. You guys have yourself a warm rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca and by following the Mornings at the Cabin Facebook page.